Oh, we could fly.
Welcome back to Have a Cup of Johanny. This season isn't about hustling harder. It's about coming home to yourself, to your voice, to your breath, to the quiet truth that you're still here and you're not starting over. You're starting again. This is your space to reflect, reset, and remember who the hell you are. So pour your cafecito and let's begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Have a Cup of Johanny, the podcast where we sip truth and spill stories. And since it's August, my birthday month, I am dedicating this entire month to lessons I learned while I was 43. Let's call it 43 and becoming me. Because this year, it gave, it stripped, and it taught a lot. Today's episode, I am calling it, unless I change it, the art of returning to self. But I gotta warn you, it's not as graceful as it sounds. Y'all ready? Let's get it. There's a lie I sometimes tell myself that I can wing it, that I've been through enough, lived enough, figured it out enough to just freestyle my way through the hard stuff. I don't know why I continue to tell myself this lie. I don't know why. I have proven this lie to be wrong so many times. I don't know why I continue to tell myself. And it upsets me, to be honest with you, that I still believe it. Because this past year, it reminded me once again that returning to myself means returning to what works. And for me, what works is structure. It's not winging it. It's not the rigid kind, okay? It's not that one, the one that leaves no room for breath, but it's the kind, though, that holds me steady when the chaos around me starts to creep in. That's the one that I need. It's the kind that reminds me who I am when everything else tries to tell me I am not enough. It's that grounding kind of structure. That's what I'm talking about here. And this year I realized, actually accepted, hopefully you don't hear me saying this again, that I need my morning routine. I benefit from knowing what I'm doing with my time. I feel better when I journal, even if it's just 3 sentences. I feel grounded when I write down what I eat, how much water I drank, how many steps I took. To some, it may be like, that's a lot, but to me, it's not. It's not pedantic. It's not obsessive. It's me showing up for myself in ways that no one else can. And it is something about doing that that just keeps me grounded. It kind of like guides my way every day. When I wasn't doing that for so many months this year, I felt so lost. I wasn't journaling. I wasn't walking. I wasn't tracking anything. I was just waking like back in the day and just hoping the day would sort itself out. And it was almost like I was back in my 20s and in my 30s. And I'm like, ugh, why am I going back there? Where everything is so chaotic. And that's how it felt, because of course the day is not going to sort itself out. Of course, I felt tired, disoriented. My anxiety just came back swinging harder than before. My health started slipping. But most of all, I felt disconnected from my body, from my creativity, from myself. And everything just seemed so hard to do because I wasn't running on this structure that kept my flow going. when I could wake up and know, okay, this hour is for fitness, for moving. Hey, this other hour is for writing. Hey, this other bit of minutes is from journaling. This one is for meditating. It's something about that structure that gives me a sense of peace. Like I said before, just it guides my steps throughout the day, because when I'm able to accomplish my most important things, which are those habits, those tasks that I have at the very beginning of my day, I don't know how else to explain it, people, but it sets me up for everything else that that day has to offer. It just does. You know, when my bullet journal is set, I have already looked at my day the night before. You know, I have jotted down what I woke up being anxious about, the thoughts in my head. I jotted down the grateful things, the 3 grateful things I am grateful for. It's just it's almost like I'm fueling myself, you see, at the beginning of the day, so that way I can just open that door and I take off from there. And I'm not saying that I have perfect days because of it, but I am ready to take it on. I think that's like the best way that I can explain it. Most of the time I'm not reactive to things. You see what I'm saying? I'm not running on empty, or it's just it's smooth. It's not easy. It's smooth. So that's what that structure gives me. But the thing is that being in the military and moving and having these various things in my life that just kind of like throw wrenches in my cycle, in my rhythm for bouts of time, this time it just 2 back-to-back things happened that it just like it threw me off for like 3 months. And it's hard when you're out of the game, quote unquote, of habit. Sustaining for 3 months is hard. It's almost like I have to start from the beginning. And here I am starting again. And I started with a fresh bullet journal because I wasn't going to wait for the last 5 pages of the other journal. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to start with a new journal. And something about starting fresh with a new journal and putting my habit tracker there, and then starting the 75-day Joa Soft challenge that has like gotten me back there again, not to where I used to be before, but like getting there back to what I know always helps, which is back to writing things down, back to those quiet, intentional moments where I meditate and slow everything down, back to checking in with myself like I was someone worth checking on. And the wild part is that return didn't make me feel restricted. And I know people hear structure, people hear schedules, and they may hear everything but free. But for me, that's how it feels to have that structure. I feel free. I don't feel restricted. I don't know why. It's just something about knowing with certainty that those things are there for me to do first thing in the morning. And then from there, just my day will open up. You know, that makes me feel at peace, free, and prepared. Because when I'm taking care of myself, I'm not distracted by that panic of neglect. I'm not catching up with myself after I've burned out. I'm ahead of the fall. I'm watching it all unfold with me, not against me. So, no, I cannot wing it. I cannot wing it. Not all the time. Emergency purposes only, but I cannot wing it. Not when I want to stay rooted. And I want to ask y'all, what is that one thing or those habits or those tasks that you must do in order to feel like yourself, in order to feel grounded, to feel at peace, to feel like you're ready to take on your day? What are those, you know? And then what happens when you don't do those? Because that for me was like a good chunk of this year. You know, when I say this year, I'm not talking calendar year. I'm talking about my year as a 43-year-old now that I'm in my birthday month, about to be 44. So, how was that for you? What are those things that just ground you, put you at peace, give you that structure, that freedom? If it's not structure, maybe that freedom that you need. And what happened when you stopped doing them, if you did stop doing them? Nevertheless, thank you so much for sitting with me on this very short episode of the Have a Cup of Johnny podcast. I'm going to keep it short and cute on my birthday month because I want to go and celebrate, okay? I also want y'all to go and celebrate, okay? Go and have fun. Hopefully, y'all are listening to me on the go or whatnot, but go and have fun. Go do something that gives you that sense of freedom, whatever that is. Go ahead and do that today. And if this episode landed for you, I'd love to hear, once again, don't forget how you return to yourself. Tag me or DM me. You know where I'm at on Instagram at Have a Cup of Johanny or on TikTok at A Cup of Joe _ HANNY. Find me there. Next week, we are diving into what my body taught me at 43. Oof, that is a doozy. Be ready for that one because this body of mine, she stopped whispering and then she screamed. All right, talk to y'all next Wednesday. Bye.
Oh, we could fly.
If today's episode spoke to you, share with somebody who's finding their way back too. And if you haven't yet, visit haveacupofjohanny.com for more stories, blog posts, and the books that started it all. Thank you for being here. Until next time, be soft, be bold, and always have a cup of Johanny.